Hello, it's your girl Cassandra Olivia, and in today's video, I'm going to be transforming my client's color, and I just showed you guys a little snippet. So without further ado, please be sure to hit that subscribe button, be sure to like, drop a comment down below, let me see what other type of videos you want to see. And without further ado, let's get straight into it. So if you guys missed this first hair color, I did a few months back. I posted the video on my channel. Kenya's color has grown out. It has also faded. Her toner has faded quite a bit. So she is looking a little brassy. So what we're going to be doing is going in and lightening her hair. I am going to be using the blonde solutions as well as some K18 Olaplex, which I just showed on the screen. And all of the products that I'll be using will also be linked on my Amazon storefront and my LTK. So be sure to follow me and check me out there. Shout out to all of you guys who started subscribing and following me on my Amazon storefront. We have over 1,000 followers on there, which is awesome because I just learned about this maybe a few months ago and I didn't even know you can have followers on Amazon. So I think that's super lit. So I want to ask you guys a question. I'm going to pick your brains a little bit before I give you guys the answer, and I'm going to pin the correct answer like I did in my previous video. But I want you guys to tell me, why do you think I started at the root first for this particular client versus starting at the mids and ends first? So why did I start with the roots first today instead of starting the typical way that we usually do where you leave the roots for last? I want to see if you guys can figure that out or drop that down below or what you think, and just enjoy this application. This video is going to be super simple. Kenya just sent me a few pictures. She wanted to go like a spice type of auburn situation. So she let me freestyle the color. She just sent me some inspo and said, I totally trust you. So I told her just to pull up, and then we did book this service out for her as well. So again, I'm just going in, I'm lightening up her base. I'm not lightening the ends because she's already pre-lightened, and we're going to just go like a burgundy, auburnish, red, coppery type of vibe. We're still going for like a sexy fall vibe with some dimension. So with that being said, you'll just see how I'm applying this and doing the application. But right now we're only hitting the roots and the darker spots first, and then we'll go through and just adjust what needs to be adjusted. Before I forget, I am using Framar products. Shout out to my Framar fam. I'm actually going to be going live doing an unboxing video. I have so many PR boxes between Framar and Redken. I don't know if they're in competition to see who can send me the most boxes at this point, but I really appreciate them for just supporting me throughout the years. So I'm always trying to make sure that I shout them out and just show them love. So I'm going to let this part play out with the application. I'll hop back on here in a few. And you guys already know, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. I'm using a Framar Power Painter brush. I like to use this brush because I can apply a lot more product versus using like the smaller brush where you have to apply a lot more product with a lot more steps. This kind of eliminates the steps for me, and I can apply huge sections of lightener without having to worry about not getting that proper saturation. So this is like the equivalent of like a paintbrush, but it's for your hair, so the bristles are nice and soft. So again, be sure to check that out. I'm constantly updating my Amazon store, so if you guys want to know anything as far as my salon decor, products, tools, anything related to anything hair related, home related, anything pertaining to anything that I do, be sure to check that out because I'm always updating that and always bring you guys new reviews as well. Whenever I'm applying color, I'm always sure to do a consultation prior to having my client come in. So for example, for Kenya's first color, I had her come in, describe to me what she wanted. I did a patch test to make sure that she's not allergic or going to have any reaction to the formula or the color or the lightener. I also did a strand test as well just to make sure she doesn't have any prior color. Even though she says she has virgin hair, some people believe that when you put on a rinse or things like that, it's not color. So I always do a strand test just to be on the safe side, but she definitely had 100% virgin hair for that first color that we did. So again, I will link that down in the description box below. However, this is her second hair color, so it's been about 4 months, I want to say, and we are switching up her color because her birthday actually was a few weeks ago in February. So happy belated birthday to you, girl. So we wanted to just switch her color up for her B-Day. So again, I'm just going to go ahead and apply this. Just enjoy. And also let me know if you guys like these longer tutorials. I know sometimes I cut to the chase because I feel like you guys will get bored with watching my application. However, you guys are always telling me like, girl, we want to see the longer videos. So here you go, friend. Make sure you do your big one. Show some love on it, like it, watch it all the way through so that way I'm motivated to continue to do this type of content. And if not, just let me know what you guys want to see from me. So again, this application, from start to finish, this appointment took about 4 hours. It was not long at all. And that was the lightening, the toner, the silk press, the trim, and the styling. Typically, whenever I do a hair color consultation, I always overestimate my time. So for example, if I think the color is going to take me 4 hours, I will tell my client 6 hours, just so that way if anything happens, or if there's anything that happens, I can be pretty much prepared. So I always like to factor in that extra wiggle room, if I can talk. Oh my goodness. But I always try to factor in that extra wiggle room so that way if anything happens, I'm not trying to rush against the clock, especially if I have another client right behind this one. And it also gives me time to clean up and sanitize, because I don't know about you guys, but a lot of times when I do color personally, it starts off really cute and innocent, but I always end up making a huge mess, and then I just really get into the service. And I do what needs to be done just to get the end result. So that just also gives me a little bit more time just to make sure that my station and my area is sanitary for the next client that comes in. Okay, so here I am now. I'm going to go in and hit those mids. And again, I'm not going to go over the previously colored hair at the very end, which is blonde. I'm only going to go over this light brown shade that's in the middle of the hair, and then I'm going to stop right there. So I'm just going to apply this on a big section. I'm going to outline everything first, and then I am going to start to do diagonal and some vertical parting just to make sure that I have thorough saturation. And then once I'm done applying this, I'm going to put a shower cap on. Just allow it to process for about maybe 20 to 25 minutes. It didn't have to stay on super long because I'm not trying to make her blonde. I just want to make sure that her base is even, meaning that if I were to try to make her hair, let's say a red right now, and I'll put the red on top of her hair how it is in this very moment, what's going to happen is, because the roots and the mids are so dark and her ends are blonde, the ends will be red, but then the mids and the roots will still be really dark with a reddish tint, and it's going to give you two different colors, and you're going to have a really harsh line of demarcation. So what I like to do here in this scenario, because she does have two different shades and her new root shade is coming in as well, her natural color, or level 2 base. I do like to just make my canvas as even as possible, especially when I'm trying to create dimension in a nice blend. So just think of it as like if you had black roots and your ends of your hair were blonde. If you were to put red on top of the black and the blonde, thinking that the whole head was going to be one color red, the black is still going to be black and dark, and the blonde's going to be really bright red. So I'm just going in and making everything nice and even, trying to get my base to like an orange color. I don't even need it to be as blonde as my ends, and that way when I go in to mix my toner, everything has a nice blend and I can create a beautiful gradient effect. Now, while you guys are enjoying that, please be sure to check out my website at www.cassandraolivia.com. I do have my online education as well as my ebooks and my custom flat iron that is restocked. So if you guys are interested in any of those things, please be sure to check it out. Even if you don't purchase anything, be sure to sign up for the mailing list because I do have tons of sales throughout the year, different promotions, and everybody that signed up for the mailing list always gets extra special discounts, as well as you guys know everything first before I tell the general public. So be sure to check that out. It's a resource that I created for you guys, and I really do enjoy educating and sharing my knowledge with you guys. And yeah, let me know if you guys want to see more of this type of video. I think I actually want to do a color correction series on here where I do different mannequins that are botched and have like different color jobs, and I just correct the color. So let me know if that's something you guys want to see too. And I also want to start doing more vivid colors, so more of the blues, the purples, the pinks, the really, really bright colors. That's just kind of where I'm at in my journey right now. But again, let me know if that's something you want to see. So I'm just going to finish applying this, and then I will hop back on here in a few when I need to break down any further steps. Okay, so now finally for the fun part. So now she's ready to be toned. We went ahead, we're gonna rinse her out. I'll show you guys how she looks in a second. But I am gonna mix several different shades of Shades EQ. I'm gonna be using the 6AA as well as the 6CR mixed with the 7CB and a little bit of 6CB. And this is another reason why when people say, what color is that? I can't tell you what color it is because I often mix 2 to 3 shades at a time. And a lot of times you can only get your hands on these products if you're licensed anyway. So you have that going against you. So I'm showing you guys my formula here, but again, on my online education website, I show full formulas. I tell pricing, timing. It's a longer tutorial. So if you guys are interested in that, especially if you know somebody that's in beauty school or know somebody that might just be a hairstylist that wants to get into color and color correcting, then be sure to check that out. So I went ahead and blow dried her off camera. I just showed you guys how her canvas looked before we toned it as well. We did a nice shadow root base into this beautiful auburn color. And fun fact, this is just one toner. So that toner I mixed is all over her hair, but the way that I apply it will also determine how it absorbs in the hair and also determine how it reflects light. Meaning that if this has dimension in it, it looks like I used 2 different shades to create this color, but it's all one shade. But the way that I applied the color and the way that I did my application also determines how the shade is going to blend. So I often do this a lot with colors as well because I like to have dimensional color. So I hope you guys enjoy this. I'm going to go ahead and just do a little bit more zhuzhing. Kenya loved it. I loved it. And then I'm going to go ahead and add the snippets that she put on her own TikTok. So be sure to follow her as well. Shout out to you, girl, for again trusting me with your hair. This came out so bomb. She got so many compliments. I was literally fangirling on her page. And here goes her TikToks. So thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe and comment down below what you want to see next. Bye, guys.